Welcome back everyone, Toy Shiz here, and I am back yet again for yet another NECA Toys video. And today it comes courtesy of my friends over at NECA. We are taking a look at the entire first wave of their brand new Disney's, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas action figure line. And I'm going to be honest with you, I previously collected some of the Diamond Select. This really was not on my radar, but I love when I'm just like blown away because I thought, yeah, I don't know if this is going to be for me. These are fantastic. The packaging alone is gorgeous. This very much stands out on your shelf. It's kind of like the early thousands. It's like a goth kid's Hot Topic dream right here. Now, it does have the flappy opening box on every single packaging. On one side, you'll see a nice photo of the figure you'll be enjoying, in this case, Jack Skellington. And if you get a chance to go through a few on the shelf, make sure you get yourself a good looking one. The back side of the packaging will have all the photos that you need. Here's everything included inside the box. That is really helpful. And here's everyone involved with the creation of these figures. So thank you very much for that. Here's the barcode. Like I said, these should be hitting stores fairly soon, probably into the new year. Don't forget that hidden Mickey. Now, the next figure, what's a Jack Skellington without his Sally? And again, that artwork is gorgeous. These boxes stand out beautifully. Here's everyone involved with Sally. And then we have the mayor. This one, always one of those, when you see him on screen, he's a joy. Never knew what to think of him when I was a little kid watching the movie, but he's one of those where he's just charming, right? So you get to see everything here, again, for everyone involved with the mayor. And then lastly, we begin with a Jack and we end with a Jack. So we have the Jack Skellington as Santa Claus. And this one is pretty darn cool as well. So this is going to be an absolute blast. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the entire first wave from NECA Toys' brand new action figure line, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. All right, so we will kick things off with the mayor. I will tell you that each of these are going to run you about $35, and it's quite impressive what's inside the packaging. Now, he will have his megaphone. There is no spider inside that, well, creates his brooch / tie, but it's very well done. You get some extra teeny tiny hands. There's not much to it, but he does have his painted fingernails. He does come with a bottle of ink. That's nicely done. Very cool. I like the effect that they've created there. You get some blueprints, which are straight from the movie. It seems to be a lot of Tim Burton's artwork, again, brought to life so your characters can interact with it. And I like just the dissettlement of the paper. Now, the book itself, it doesn't move, it doesn't open, doesn't do anything, but you see all the names, the backside. It's just a giant book that is straight from the movie that the mayor is writing into. And speaking of which, here is the mayor. The paint on these things are amazing. His hat is amazing. The face, like I said, I'm absolutely blown away by these. You have the mayor ribbon right there on his coat. Everything is beautifully painted. It's a hefty, heavy figure. The one thing, and this goes across the board with anybody making Night Before Christmas figures, you're going to need a stand because of the aesthetics of the characters. He's got very teeny tiny feet. They do move. His waist will move. But these are darn near perfect to what you see from the film. One of the gripes that I do have, though, with this character is that his hat, it stays on, but you really have to shove it in. I wish that there was a different way that they could have gotten that to kind of stay on his head. The articulation, the arms, he will have single joints at the elbows, wrists will spin, and then you have the waist with his tiny little feet, with tiny little articulation, but the stand definitely helps him. And of course, his head will spin, so you have the dual face of the mayor. Another gripe is that it's incredibly hard to turn, so you have to heat it up initially, and then yes, it will get going. So you can have his normal face, his, let's say, upset, scaredy face, that kind of thing, and the hats, it will stay no matter what, but you really gotta cram that thing on there. Is it a huge complaint? No, but maybe it could have been done in a different fashion, if anything. Overall, this is quite a figure. You'll definitely enjoy the mayor. Next up on our trip through Halloween Town, we have Sally. And this is where you see the mayor. He's a bigger kind of character, really stocky, he has less accessories, but Sally comes with everything that you would need for this character, and that's what's so cool. She comes with this awesome Jack-in-the-Box. It's a cat on a spring, the creepy clown, and the handle moves. That's an awesome touch. The door in the back is permanently stuck here, so that's not going to move. The cat spring is removable, so you can swap it with the one that Jack comes with, if you so desire. There's not really much difference, but you'll soon see. She does come with a pumpkin. This is cool in building out the world of Halloween Town, so I love that. She too comes with some open hands, very teeny tiny, along with her spoon with the holes in it, and then the deadly nightshade. So that's awesome. I love the spoon, of course, when she's trying to drug Dr. Finkelstein. That's very cool. She also comes with the black cat that kind of roams around Halloween Town. It has articulation in the head and the tail. That's very cool. She also has her basket. The basket is beautiful, nicely painted. It's like an old wicker basket, kind of, sorta. She does have her bottles. That's a nice touch. And she has a plate with the fish bones on it. That's some accessories right there. Now, here's the most interesting part to me. She comes with several faceplates, all of which are very reminiscent of the movie, how the movie's created through stop motion, the eyes, everything is painted beautifully. And she also does come with a stand. Like I said, all of these characters with how they look, the very teeny tiny legs, the long limbs, you need a stand. But Sally is a gorgeous action figure. It's painted beautifully. All the paint apps on this thing, the legs with the stitching on the dress, you lift up her hair, you get to see all the different patchwork. It is fantastic. And then you have the face. That's Catherine O'Hara brought to life as Sally. That is awesome. The hair does not get in the way whatsoever, so that's a nice touch. It's malleable enough to move around, and she has dual articulation in the head and the neck. The arms will go all the way out. She does have bicep swivel at the sleeve. It was kind of stiff at first, but once you get it moving, it's fine. Single joints, they will move at the elbow. She's got her wrists. She has some upper diaphragm articulation. She does move her legs, but the dress is a little bit more form-fitting. It's not going to allow for too much movement, but the little teeny tiny feet will go up and down. They'll kind of rock. The knees will swivel. It's plenty of articulation for this type of character without breaking it up, and that's what I appreciate the most, on top of the interswappable faceplates. So the idea that you can just do this, you could potentially create your own stop motion if you so choose. All of the facial expressions very much taken from the movie, and it's very easy to swap out. That's a nice touch, because I've looked at McFarlane toys this year, and those are hard to swap from time to time. Moving on to Jack Skellington. Now, look at all the accessories that Jack comes with. That is amazing. 8 separate head portraits. Like I said, doing your own stop motion. You get the pumpkins that adds to Sally's. That's very cool. Each of them are painted beautifully. Each of them Tim Burton in their own very special ways. He also comes with the Jack-in-the-Box. Instead of the cat like Sally, Jack gets the pumpkin. How fitting. And yes, it cranks, it moves. The door on the backside of this creepy clown box is a little bit more up, so it's a little bit different. And also the crank is on the opposite side, so I appreciate the differences. He comes with his framed drawing of him as Jack the Pumpkin King before he lays down the cellophane with his Santa gear on. That's nicely done. Various hands, very creepy skeleton hands, all of them painted beautifully. Across the board, the paint on these things are fantastic, but I thoroughly love that they included all of these head portraits. Instead of doing 8 different Jacks, you got them all in one box, and all of them are painted fantastic. With Jack's neck, they pop on and off so beautifully. It's easy to do. He too will have a stand, obviously, for his very spindly spider legs. The stands do a good job of keeping these things aloft, though. But there's Jack. His smile, the teeth, the purple inside the mouth, everything is painted, and they've just done such a good job. Like I said, swapping out all of the various head portraits is ridiculously fun. If you know The Night Before Christmas like I do, like the back of your hand, you can go, okay, that's from that scene, that's from that scene. They've just nailed it. He does have his bat tie, all the line works, it has the eyes. Go very easy with it because it is a bit more of a rigid plastic. You don't want to snap anything off. All of the line work that makes up the pinstripes for his suit, just beautifully done. His teeny tiny hands and feet. It's going to have some very small articulation. I love the tattered tails on the back of his suit. With the head portraits, you'll get plenty of articulation in the head and the neck. Then you have the arms, which will go all the way up, but it will knock into his bow tie, just FYI. The arms will have single joints. Get to know the articulation. The one plus on all of this is that, we'll say, unlike Diamond Select, these joints do seem a lot more solid. There's nothing where I go, ooh, but as always, go very easy with him. Now, with the waist and the abdomen, that's very cool. You can get him leaning over. The legs will kick out. Now, going back to what I said, learning the articulation, the knees is just one of those elements here on Jack, and we'll say Santa Jack as well, where I would say possibly heat it up or just know where you're going to be articulating him. You don't want to articulate it the wrong way and then inadvertently snap anything. The feet, peg holes, everything, it keeps him aloft. He's sturdy. He looks great. That is a Jack Skellington right there. That is amazing. Now, as a bonus, this is also in the box. And of course, you get Jack's dog, Zero. He comes with a stand. It keeps him floating through the air. He even has some neck articulation. And I swear, after all this time, knowing Night Before Christmas, I don't think I ever knew that his nose was a pumpkin. And I just absolutely love it. I learned something new. That's just so cool to see. So Zero in the box with Jack Skellington. And then to go from the Pumpkin King to now Sandy Claus, we have Santa Jack. And he does come with a fair amount of accessories, like some extra hands. You can use these hands with Jack Skellington and vice versa. So if you want to have him holding gifts, you can totally do that. He does come with the frame that he then puts the piece of cellophane over, and then it has the picture of him as Santa Claus. And what's really interesting is the texture feels like that cellophane / tracing paper. That's just a nice attention to detail. That is fantastic. And then you get a candy cane. One lone candy cane for Jack to hold. You get a fair amount of gifts and a bag for said gifts. So you get some polka dotted ones. You get one that looks like a strawberry. And then you have the bug box, which again, that is very cool. Very Nightmare, very Beetlejuice in many ways. But the bag is fantastic, and you can pretty much fit at least 1 to 2 gifts in the bag. The extra head portraits, one is a winking face, one is a more surprised kind of look, but a cool element to this. And I would say you could swap between Jack and Santa Jack, but these ones have a hole on the top of the head and holes on the sides. So you could probably guess why these only work primarily for Santa Jack. But like I said, if you're just looking at Jack Skellington head on, you want to use these heads, you can totally do that. Santa Jack has his own stand as well. He's going to have largely the same body as Jack Skellington, as he would, of course. But you get a little bit more flair this time around. It's awesome. The beard is very cool. I like what they did here. The hat is on a ball joint, hence the holes at the top of the head. The hat is very well done. You can get it moving up, moving back. It just has a lot of extra movement. Again, if you want to do the stop motion thing, just have some fun, you can totally do that. I like that NECA Toys has incorporated that. Now, with the head portraits and the beard, I will tell you that the beard, when you initially get it, it's kind of snug. You may want to pop the hat off first. It takes a little bit. Then you can finally remove the beard, get it off the different head portraits, and then put it on the other ones that you desire. I kind of left it hanging a little bit because once you have them in, honestly, it's kind of a pain to get them out. If you want to quick swap everything, totally looks fine that way. But again, to have Santa Jack with regular Jack Skellington, have the options to kind of move him around. It'll be the same articulation, just different costume aesthetics, the very long spindly spider legs, of which I'll remind you, go easy with the knees. I think that would be the only problem on these is Jack and Santa Jack. Nothing that's going to break or nothing of a warning, just heat them up. I always say now, don't be afraid to heat up your figures. Very teeny tiny articulation in his teensy tiny little feet. This is great. The best part about these figures in general, they are every bit as detailed as the actual puppets, the armatures that they used in the film. If you want to see how they scale, now these will be larger, of course it'll depend on the character, but they're entirely their own thing. So they're going to run around 7.5, 8 inches, depending on the character, but they're very cool. So for everyone out there that is a fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas, you're definitely going to appreciate these. So that's going to wrap it up for my quick look at the brand new first wave of NECA toys, The Nightmare Before Christmas. And again, thank you to NECA for sending these out for the purposes of this video. Perfect timing, right? Christmas is right around the corner. These are beautiful. These are fantastic, well done, well thought out, well packaged. Everything you would need inside the box. You really don't need another Jack Skellington. You don't need another Sally by any means. The Mayor, Stanton Jack. You have everything you need to make the characters have some fun with stop motion. You have zero. What more could you ask for? Keep going with the rest of the cast. Can't wait to see where this line goes. So you've heard my thoughts, and now I'm curious to know yours. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything The Nightmare Before Christmas. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most important, remember, in case I don't talk with you, happy holidays, and I'll see you in the new year. When we do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.